Guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Asanat. If you're new here, hi, welcome. Take a seat. You did that by subscribing, so take a seat. I'll wait. Have you taken a seat? In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make this simple pair of crochet shorts, beginner friendly, perfect for summer. If you're interested to learn how to make this, then you should keep on watching. These are the things you're going to need for this tutorial. You need yarn and crochet hook, tape measure, scissors, darning needle, stitch marker. So let's get into it. I have not decided what color of yarn or what shade of yellow I want to use here, so I just have these two here. If you are not new here, you guys know how I struggle with knowing what weight of yarn this is. But I recently found a picture online, and I think these are fingering weight yarn, so I will be using fingering weights. I still haven't decided if I'm going to be doubling this, but I'm most likely not, because I want this short to be drapey and lightweight for summer. However, you can use any type of yarn, any type of crochet hook, whatever size you like. It will give you a different fit or thickness or drapeness, but really anybody can make this any size of yarn or crochet hook. I'll be using between 3 to 4 millimeter crochet hooks. I have 3.0, 3.5 and 4.0. I'm most likely going to be using 3.5 and 4.0 because of the drape I'm going for. Because I usually get questions around the yarn and crochet hook I use. The way I'm going to be explaining this tutorial to you guys, you can use any yarn, any crochet hook, whatever you're going for. But just bear in mind that if you, for instance, if you use a DK weight or a bulkier weight yarn, you will have like a different look. You still give it the shorts, but you have a different look. I'm just going to pick the shade of yellow that shows up the best on camera. So let's just get into it, guys. Again, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. If you are not new here and you are returning and you have not subscribed, you know you like it here. So just subscribe. Take a seat. So let's just get into it. Oh, by the way, you need to know how to chain, half double crochets and double crochets. But if you don't know how to do this, I will show you. Don't worry, I'll show you. This is going to be very easy to make, very beginner friendly and very chic, comfortable, sexy, whatever you want it to be for summer or maybe winter. If you are feeling this for winter, I could actually show you. I will actually tell you how to go about making this into a pair of pants if that's what you're going for. So simple, very simple. Okay guys, it is a very gloomy day and I have to bring out the extra light. I hope it's not too bad. So I'm going to be starting using, I'm deciding to use this color of yellow, or this shade of yellow rather, and I'll be using a 3.5 millimeter and 4 millimeter hook. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I think this yarn is a fingering weight, really thin, but you can use any yarn or any crochet hook of your choice depending on what you are going for, as long as you measure. So the first thing you want to do is to measure around your hips and know what measurement that is, and also your waist. Then we're going to start off by chaining. I'm starting off using the 3.5 millimeter hook. Right now I'm going to start working on the band. So I will create a slip knot, insert my hook and chain a total of 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Actually, I'm going to reduce this to 10 or 9. I don't want the band to be too high. So we're going to start off by working half double crochets into these chains. To do that, you yarn over once and insert your hook in the second stitch from the hook. So not the first, the second. Can you guys see? So 1, 2. I'm going to work my half double crochet into. After yarning over once, you insert your hook in the second chain from the hook, like so. Then yarn over, pull through. You have 3 loops on your hook, and then you yarn over, pull through all 3. So that's how you do a half double crochet. I'm going to do that again. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next chain from the hook, which is here, like so. I'm sorry guys, the lighting is a bit off. Yarn over, pull through. So you have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 3. So you do this till you get to the end of the chains. So now I have gotten to the end of my chain. So this is how long my band is going to be. I'm just going to measure to show you. Is 1.5 inches. So if you want yours to be 2 or even 3, then you have to make your chains longer. So now we're going to be working half double crochets into the back loop only, so we can have like a stretchy band. So I'll show you how to do that. So I just went to grab a bulkier weight yarn because showing you this was a bit difficult. I just want to show you what I'm doing using this bulkier weight so you can understand what I'm doing. So I'm using a bulkier weight and I'm also using a 6.0 millimeter hook. Make a slip knot like so, insert my hook and chain 9. So after chaining 9, the next thing I'm going to do is work half double crochets into my chain space. So I'll yarn over once, insert my hook into the second chain space from the hook, not the first but the second one, 2, like so, yarn over. So you have 3 loops on your hook, you yarn over and you pull through all 3. Again, you chain 1, insert your hook into the next chain space like so, yarn over, pull through. You have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3. Yarn over once, insert your hook into the next chain space, yarn over, pull through. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. So you continue to do this till you get to the end of the chain. So I have gotten to the end of my chain. As you can see, in comparison to the fingering weight, the length differs. So even though we chained 9 here and 9 here as well. So if you are using a bulkier weight and you don't want your band to be this long, then you can reduce the number of chains. Like I said, you can use any weight of yarn and any hook size, depending on what you are going for, as long as you have your measurements right. So usually when you're working half double crochets, you chain at the end of the row, you chain 1 and you flip your work. You would work your half double crochets into these 2 loops. So you insert your hook into through here into the 2 loops, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3. But because we want the band to be somewhat stretchy, we are going to be working half double crochets into the back loop only. So this is how you do that. You yarn over and then you flip your work like so, so you can see the top of all your chains. Instead of inserting your hook through these two loops, we're just going to insert your hook at the back only. So like so. Then you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. Again, you yarn over once, insert your hook into the back loop only, which is this one at the back here. This, insert your hook like so, pull through. You have 3 loops on your hook, pull through all 3. Yarn over, insert your hook into the back loop only, like so, yarn over, pull through. You continue to do this till you get to the end of the row. So now you're at the end. I like to put my last one securely into the back loop like so, just to make sure that my edges are straight. So this is what the back loop only looks like. It's going to give you like a ribbon effect. However, if you don't want to work into the back loop only, you can work your half double crochets regularly into the top of the chains. So that would look like this. You yarn over, after you chain 1, you flip your work, you yarn over, insert your crochet hook through the 2, so the entire thing, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3, yarn over, insert your hook into this chain space. So you are picking both loops. If you prefer this, you can also do that, but I will be working into the back. Sorry about that. I'll be working into the back loop only. Hope you understand that. I'll just show you how to do back loop only for a few stitches. After you yarn over, insert your hook into the back loop only. So you kind of insert your hook between the, like from the top, between the two, like so, and then you pick just the back. Yarn over, pull through. You have three. Yarn over, pull through, or three. Again, yarn over, insert your hook into the top like so. Yarn over, pull through. You have three loops. Yarn over, pull through, or three. So I will be doing this on this fingering weight to get to the length that will go around my hips when I stretch it. Remember, you need to go around your hips when you stretch it. My hips are 41 inches, so when I stretch, this needs to go around my hips for 41 inches and not 41 inches, because if you make it 41 inches unstretched, then it will be too big for your waist. So I'll show you that. I'm going back to my 3.5 millimeter hook, working into the back loop only until I have enough to go around my hips when I stretch it. I am being very light handed with this. I don't want it to be too tight. I actually want this short to be very drapey and yeah, loose and free. I'm just working my half double crochets, and at the end I'll make sure that I do this correctly. Before I used to, my light literally just died, so I'm just going to make sure I do this. Sometimes if you're having problems with the last one, you can actually just crochet it as normal, not just the back loop only. Okay guys, I'm back with the band. So this is what it looks like right now. It looks like this. So I ended up chaining two instead of one. So at the end of each row, instead of chaining one like I said earlier, I ended up chaining two, like so. One, two, because I find that the beginning of the, you can still even see it here, the beginning of the band was being too tight, so I decided to chain two. If you find that you're having that problem, you can chain two as well, but I think if you are using a bigger yarn or hook, you will not have this, or you might not have this problem. So anyways, this is what the band looks like on its by itself. Like this, it cannot go around my hips, but it stretches. So I'll just measure. Here I have 30.5 inches when it is not stretched. But when it stretches, it goes around my hips. I'm going to be wearing this as low waist or mid-rise, so not high-waisted. If I wanted to wear this as high-waisted, I would actually even make this shorter than 30.5 inches. I would do say maybe 27 and allow it to like really stretch over my hips. But make sure that you check that it stretches over your hips. So don't just like assume, don't use numbers. I'm just giving you numbers because some people might want to know that. So now that we have come to the end of making the band, I am going to join it in the round. So by doing that, I like to do it on the side where I can just like crochet over the end, but it's fine if that does not work out like that for you. So I'm just going to insert my hook on the other side of the project, so where I started from, like so, and pull this loop through it like this, and I will yarn over and do a single crochet. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to single crochet down these two ends while also crocheting over my tail, so I don't have to worry about weaving it in later. So to single crochet, no yarning over, you just insert your hook into the next chain space, yarn over, pull through. You have two loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through two. Again, insert your hook into the next chain space, yarn over, pull through. You have two loops, yarn over, pull through two. So I'm just going to do this till the end of the band, like so. Make sure I get the last stitch, and it looks like this. So now I have joined in the round. So this is going to be my back, and this will be the front of the project. So I have walked over this tail. I don't have to worry about weaving it in later. Now I'm going to switch to my 4mm hook. So the next thing I'm going to do is start to crochet single crochets around the band. So I'm switching to 4.0mm because I don't want it to be too tight. Also, you should be generous with this. Again, I'm going to crochet over this excess tail because I don't want to have to worry about that. But anyways, we are just inserting our hook into the spaces that you see. So you want to be generous with this and light-handed. That's even why I went up in hook size. So it's not tight, because if this is tight, it might have issues going over your hips, especially if you have wider hips. So I'm just single crocheting, being as generous as possible. I just make sure that I am not making this too tight. Even this is too tight. As you can see, the stitches are bumping up too much, so there's too much space in between. So I might just put an extra one here, just so it's relaxed a bit, so that way it doesn't feel like my single crochets are being pulled too tight. So I'll continue to do this till I get to the other end of the band, just placing single crochets as generously as possible and also being light-handed. You also don't want to place too many single crochets. If not, your project will start to form ruffles or gather. So it looks like this. I can work with this. So I'm just going to do single crochets till I get to the end of the round, and I'll come back to tell you what to do next. Alright guys, I've come to the end of the round with my single crochets. So I'm just going to do the last one. Make sure you get the last one, and then you slip stitch. So you just insert your hook in the beginning, into the beginning of the round, pull through and pull through. So now I have slip stitched. The side where I slip stitch is going to be on my hips and not the back like I usually would. So you are always going to be joining in the round on the side. So I'm just going to put that flat like so, like this, and I'm going to measure. So when I measure, I have 14 inches. I hope you guys can see. I have 14 inches. So the middle of that is 7. So on 7 inches, I'm going to put a stitch marker there, like so. And I'm also going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'll flip this, and on the other side, I'm going to put a stitch marker. So also on 7. So when you are done with your band, you measure. So just measure what the length is without stretching it. Whatever the length is, you divide that by 2, and then you put a stitch marker in the middle like this, in the front and in the back. Like I said, the side where you slip stitch, where you will be joining in the round, will be on the hips and not at the back. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start working double crochets. So I have gotten to the end of the round. I'm just going to flip my work like so. I'll chain 2, 1, 2, and start placing double crochets in every single crochet space. So the way I'm going to do that is I'll yarn over to work double crochets. You yarn over like so, and insert your, the first one will be difficult, but just make sure that you put your double crochet there. Insert your hook in the space where your crochet hook is coming out from. So here I'm going to pull it apart and make sure I put my first double crochet there. I'll yarn over, pull through. I have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 3, pull 2, sorry, pull through 2. That's a tongue twister for me. Again, I yarn over. I place my next double crochet in the next space, which is here. Yarn over, pull through. I have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. I will continue to do this, placing double crochets in every space until I get to where my stitch marker is, and I'll let you know what to do next. Okay, now I have gotten to where my stitch marker is, the first stitch marker. So I started from here and I've gotten to where my stitch marker is. I'm just going to work 1 double crochet, and where my stitch marker is, I'm just going to take it out, and I will be placing 3 double crochets into that space. 1, 2, 3. So you can see where my stitch marker was. I'm just going to put it back. so you guys can always see. 3 double crochets. Now I will continue to work 1 double crochet in each chain space without increase or decrease till I get to the other side of my stitch marker, where I'll also be placing 3 double crochets. So again, 3 double crochets here, work single double crochets into all the spaces till I get to here, where I'm going to work in another 3 double crochets, and then God, I can't speak today. And then I'll work all my other single double crochets till I get to the end of the round. Okay guys, so now I have completed the first round of double crochet. As you can see, when I got to the other side of my stitch marker, I placed 3 double crochets in the same chain space. So now that I've gotten to the end of the round, I'm just going to slip stitch like so and chain 2, then flip your project or your work. Make sure you flip, or you make sure you turn your work, because if you do not turn your work, you are going to have that crooked line on the side, and we don't want that. So now I'm just going to be working double crochets into the top of my double crochets from below like so. So I'll yarn over, I place double crochet here. I'll continue to do this, placing 1 double crochet in each space till I get to where my stitch marker is, and I'll tell you what to do. I've gotten to my stitch marker again, so you can see I have 3 double crochets coming out from this stitch space. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to crochet into the first, and into the middle one I'm going to be placing 3 double crochets there. So 1, 2, 3. So into the middle of the 3 from below, so I place another 3 double crochets there. Then next I'm just going to be placing 1 double crochets in all of the spaces till I get to the next stitch marker. When I get to this point, all I'm going to be doing is placing 3 double crochets in the middle of the 3 below. So that is essentially how we're going to be placing our increases. I'll come back to show you when I do this and then what to do next. Okay guys, so I've gotten to the second stitch marker. I'm still on the second row. These are the 3 double crochets that we made from the previous row. I'm going to place 1 on top of the first one, then I'm going to place 3 into the middle one. So 1, 2, and 3. So as you can see, I have placed 3 double crochets on top of the middle 3 double crochets from the previous row. So that's all guys. I'm going to continue to do this, placing 3 double crochets in the middle of the 3 double crochets below until I have a circumference that is wide enough to go around my hips, or the widest part of my lower half, as comfortable as I want. So like I said, where you are joining the seam or where you are joining in the round is on the side or on the hips. So it will look like this. This can be my front, or this can be my front. So I will continue to place increases here and here until I have enough that can go around my hip. Also until I have the length that I want for when I'm going to split my shorts into 2 for the legs. So I'll continue to do this. I'll continue to work and grow this project for as long as I want. I'll come back and go count the number of rows that I made and how many increases I placed. Then I'll show you what to do next. So now I've come to the point where I want to split the shorts into 2. So I have one leg going this way and the other one this way. I have a total of 8 inches. And when I counted the number of rows I did here, I have 16 rows. So I have come to the end of the row, as you can see here. All I'm going to do is slip stitch here. I'm going to slip stitch here. And actually, I'm going to be cutting my yarn. So I'm just going to break it here, like so. So I've come to, again, the end of the row. It looks like this. The reason why I cut the yarn here and not continue is because I want my seams to be in between the ties. I don't like my seams to show too much. The seam on the side here, I've made sure that I did it as perfectly as I can, so you can't really see the seams. But I don't want the round of the legs to finish at the back or in front where you can see a seam in front. So to prevent that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be joining my yarn in the middle here. So this is the side of the project where we're going to be working our stitches in. You can see the top of the double crochets. This is where the stitches will go into. So I'm going to go to the middle of the project here. So this center point where we have been putting our increases, I'm going to insert my hook in the middle of the three double crochets in the middle here. The three double crochets here, I'm going to insert my hook here, like so. Then I will attach my yarn. I will give myself like enough tail that I can crochet over or weave in later. So now I have attached my yarn. Then for here, you're going to decide how many chains you want to make to join your shorts in the round, or to divide your shorts into two. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I will chain 10 to start with, just to see if 10 is enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have chained 10. I will measure if this is going to go around my thighs. So you have to measure the top of your thighs, or whatever the measurements you want. If you want the legs to be loose, so you measure. You are going to just measure this. It's not going to be a perfect measurement, but to give me an idea of whether or not. Also bear in mind that this is going to stretch. So without stretching it too much, I have 23 inches. Measuring from the top of the chain, like in the round like this. So after I have chained 10, what I'm going to do next is I will insert my hook on the other side of the three double crochet. So this is the front where the chains are coming from, and then this is going to be the back where I'm going to be attaching my chains into. As you can see, the three double crochets are there. They look like this. So in the middle, the center double crochet, I'm going to be inserting my hook into that, like so, and slip stitching. After I have slip stitched, I will just cut my yarn again. I'll give myself some excess so I can weave it in later or crochet around it. So now we have successfully divided the shorts into two. Up until now it looked like a skirt, but now we have a short just by placing this double crochets in the middle. So attaching it from the front where we put our stitch marker, and then into the back. Any part of this short can be your front or the back, by the way. So what I'm going to do next, again, I want my seam to be hidden in between the ties. So I am going to insert my hook in the middle, the fifth chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. If you chain 20, you insert your hook in the 10th chain space. If you chain 15, you can insert your hook in between like 7 or 8, just so that we can hide our seam in between the short. That's why we are doing this. You don't have to do this if you don't mind your seams being in the front or the back. You just crochet in the round, and when you get to the center, you divide your shorts. So now that I've inserted my hook in between here, I am going to attach my yarn again in between the shorts, like so. So I have attached my yarn in between the shorts. Looks like this. So this is the middle. This is going to be between our legs, or between the legs. So I will decide if I'm going to crochet this way or this way. So because I want to crochet into the top of the stitches here, as you can see, this is the top of the stitches where you're going to be crocheting. This is the back, and this is the front. So what I'm going to do is, from where I have attached my yarn in the middle of the project, I'm just going to chain 2, 1, 2, and we are going this way because of that is where our stitches should be in. So after I've chained 2, all I'm going to do from here is start working double crochets in between the legs. No increases or decreases, just going in the round. So it might be a bit finicky because it's the first round, but subsequent round will be better. So as you can see, 3, 4. I'm just making sure I pick all my chain. 5. So now we're starting to work into the body of the short. I'm just going to lay this excess tail that I have down so I can crochet over it. I won't have to worry about crocheting or weaving in the ends later. So I'm just going to be placing one double crochets without any increases or decreases all around the short, like so. So I will continue to do this all around till I get to this where I started from, and I will do this for as long as I want the length of the short to be. No increases, no decreases. Okay guys, I'm back. I just wanted to quickly show you what to do next. So I have gotten to the end of the round for the first leg of the short. All I'm going to do is just to slip stitch like so. And what I really like to do to make sure that my seams are straight and close to invisible like this, like the seams are straight, the seams are there but you can barely see it, is once I get to the end of the round, this is my little tip. I don't know if anybody does this. I like to use a crochet hook that is smaller. So here I have 3.0. I've been using 4.0. Sometimes I'll even go down to like 2.5 depending on what I'm going for. So I've gotten to the end of the round and I want my seam to be seamless. So what I'm going to do is I will chain 2 using a smaller crochet hook. So 1, 2. Always remember to flip your work or turn your project so you don't go like this. You turn your project and go the other way. So now that I have a smaller crochet hook, it will be easier for me to place my double crochet in here. So you can see, hold on, let me focus that. You can see here, this is where I want to place it. I want to place it directly where my double crochet or my 2 chains are coming from rather, so that my seams are straight and tight. What I'm going to do is I'll use my 3.0 millimeter hook and kind of force it into that very tight space. The reason why I'm using a smaller hook is because my 4.0 millimeter hook will not fit in there easier or easily. So after I have made my first double crochet, I can now switch back to the hook size I'm using. So for instance, if you are using a 6.0 millimeter hook, when you're starting another round, you can go down to 4.0 or 5, just so you can get right in there like so. Using a smaller crochet hook will allow your seams to be like as seamless as possible. You don't have to do this, by the way. So what I'm going to do next is I will make this leg or the short as long as possible, or as long as I want rather. So if I want it to be very short, if you want it to be very short, you can stop. You can even stop here after the second round. This is going to be like bikini bottoms. It will be very cheeky. But if you want it to be longer, if you want to even make this into pants, you can make them as long as you want. Then to work on the second leg of the short, what we are going to do is insert our hook in the middle. So you attach your yarn in between the legs again, not in front or at the back, so that the seams will be even in between the legs. So once you do that, honestly, that's the end of the short. I'll just come back to show you some of the things I like to do at the end of my project. So I have come to the end of the second leg. So I did a total of 6 rounds for each leg. So this is the 6th round. I just love the shape of these shorts. It's very sexy. So I am about to complete the 6th round for the second leg. As you can see, my seams are in between, if you can even see them at all. So if you look at this leg that I have completed, you can see that I have like a textured border around it. So I just wanted to show you guys how I did that. So completing the second leg of the shorts, I'm going to place my last double crochet here and then slip stitch. To do this, textured border. I call it backward single crochet. So normally when you chain one, you would ordinarily flip your work and walk forward like this. But for the backward single crochet is what the name says. So I'm just going to be going backwards. So I'm going to insert my hook into this space. I am not going to be inserting my hook at the top of the chains like I've been doing. I'm going to insert it into the space just so it can give the borders or the hem of the short some structure so it will be tighter. So you can see I'm just going to place my hook backwards like so. Hold on. I'll place my hook backwards like so. Yarn over, pull through. I have two loops on the hook and just pull through two. So essentially you're doing a single crochet backwards. It might feel a bit weird at first, but as you do it, you'll feel better. So again, backwards, pull through. So you're just doing this backwards like so. So I will do that for the entirety of the hem of the shorts till I get to the end, and then the short will be completed. I have come to the end of the round. I'm just going to insert my hook in the beginning. So I'll skip this last stitch because again I'm trying to use this um, last row to just like bring things in. So I don't mind it being a bit tight. So I'm going to put that at the last or the first, which is here. So I'm skipping this last little space here. I'm going into here, and then I will slip stitch and cut my yarn. So this is the second ball of yarn. Like I showed, like I showed you guys at the beginning of the video, I use this Yeye regular. I think it's, yes, it's 40 grams and fingering weight. So this is what I have left for the second ball of yarn. So what you can do from here is you could make a lace up tie if you want to wear this as like high waisted. But because I'm going to be wearing this as low waist to mid rise, I will not be putting a lace up tie. Okay guys, this is the final look. This is what the shirt looks like. Very comfortable, very easy to make, very beginner friendly. This is the back. Like I told you guys earlier, you can make this longer or shorter than this. So yeah, if you haven't given me a thumbs up, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. And I hope this tutorial was helpful. If you have any questions, leave them down below. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.